Hi, my name is Max Morgan.
It's Matthew Kaffer.
It's Josh Gooden.
I'm Matthew Lynch.
I'm a senior at Westerly High School.
I've been playing basketball for about 12 years.
15 years.
14 years.
12 years.
And it's really changed my life.
I was born and raised in Westerly, Rhode Island. Growing up, I was always into sports and always in all soccer, basketball, snowboarding, baseball, you name it. I've just stuck with it my whole life, and my parents always kept me active.
I grew up in Westerly, Rhode Island with my mother, who was a single mother. It kind of made it easier for me to gravitate towards sports because, as with a single parent, it was easier for me to just cope with things that were going through my life, and it was easier for her to have time to go to work and stuff. I was at practice, so it just made me like sports even more than I already did naturally.
So I was born and raised here in Westerly and always grew up wanting to copy my older brothers, do what they wanted to do, and they both played basketball. And my dad also was a basketball star in Massachusetts, and I wanted to be able to kind of copy them and see if I could follow in their footsteps, and that's what led me to where I am today.
Growing up in this wonderful town of Westerly, Rhode Island, I have the Italian culture here through my blood. Mom always making the spaghetti and meatballs and pasta fazool, and that's really shaped me as a man, hopefully, and has made me caring and loving and supporting. So I just try to do the best I can do every day. That's pretty much me as a young buck.
I got into the game of basketball by both my parents played when they were in high school, and I got a ball when I was 2 years old, and I started playing at the Y with my dad, and ever since then it was one of those sports where I just always could go and play, and I never really got sick of it.
As a kid, I had a figure in my life who was very, very involved with basketball, so it made me just naturally love watching it and just being around it. So I've always playing like mini hoop when I was young and stuff like that. So that's what made me like the game of basketball, and I actually got into it playing recreational league at age 4, and then ever since I've been playing AAU since like 5th grade, and then high school obviously for my last 4 years.
Well, my uncles and cousin played basketball when I was a kid, so I just kind of followed through the footsteps to play basketball, and I really liked the sport, and I started in the youth leagues at the YMCA, and that really started my love for the game of basketball.
Entering high school was a big change, but I feel like it was a good change. With sports, I feel like it was actually a huge jump. From playing basketball in middle school to playing high school level, same with soccer, it was just a lot different, and the intensity just went up.
I was pretty surprised with what I came into. It was a bigger school, more people, and a lot of encounters with more teachers and students.
Coming into high school, it was really nerve-wracking because I didn't know if coaches would let me try out for JV and varsity, or I was going to have to play freshman basketball my first year. Luckily enough, I made the JV varsity roster as a swing player my freshman year. So it was really empowering.
As soon as I got here, I was very calm and relaxed and ready to go because I knew I was playing football in the summer with the kids that I was going to go to school with, so I already had those friends. So
I describe myself as more of a people person and outgoing. I like to talk to a lot of students and people around the community in school, and I just like to communicate with different people.
Lynch is probably my closest friend naturally on the team because we play football together, and so it's obviously that we're all good friends. But he is a caring, smart, persuasive individual.
Very intelligent human being, tall, lanky, beautiful, and he just kills it in every situation there is.
One of those kids that is just kind of lurking around, and then once you break a little ice with him, you kind of unravel like him.
Josh Gooden, man, he's just one of a kind. He's a captain in 2 sports. He's just a leader on and off the court and on and off the field. He's a great man, and glad to call him my friend.
He's definitely a character.
Josh is a great leader. He puts everyone in the right place on the court, and he will own mistakes he makes, and he always can get people going on the court. Whether it's on defense, offense, crashing the glass, whatever he has to do, he's going to do to help the team win.
6'2" with brown hair? No, I don't really know. I like to think that I'm a pretty decent leader when it comes to basketball. I I'd say I'm a pretty good player. Matt Caffer he's a tough kid to hate. Let's say it that way. He has that spin move that could kill a man, but he was what kept the atmosphere light in the team this year. He was always the comedic relief when we needed it, and he always worked his butt off. So that's something that we liked about Caffer.
If you want to be in a library, I suggest not being with Caffer. Very loud.
I would describe myself as large and in charge, and I don't know. I try to do the best I can do.
I mean, quiet. I can be a mix of like quiet and like once something I like is being talked about or something, I kind of open up a little more.
Max Morgan, he's just a thrasher. He's always making the moves. He's always working hard to be the best he can be.
A real big energy guy. He'll come off the bench, and whatever you ask him, he's going to go 100% every time to give you that spark you need. He'll do whatever it takes to win.
Max is the true story of someone who never gave up. Kid like broke his back, I think, and he just kept coming back because he loved the game of basketball, and I respect the hell out of him for that.